What am I going to talk about today? I have no idea. Actually, I know what I'm going to talk about today. Today, I'm going to talk about grieving because my therapist told me that I am grieving. So, happy birthday! I didn't even get the photo. um, I feel like I am just in a weird space right now. Getting over a friendship that was complicated, and it's involuntary but necessary, probably. And I hate feeling like I'm forced to do something that I don't want to do because I feel like that's just life as a woman, as a black person, as an American. Like, you're always just forced to do shit that you don't want to do. And so that's just where I am right now. And I initially, it was very difficult, but I think part of that was just the energetic change of having to adapt to a new routine and life without this person. And I always say, oh, I can combine two of my ideas because I did have another idea actually. Oh, what she want? Hey girlie. I started this video and I got interrupted, but I was going on a whole other tangent about what the video was going to be about, so it worked out in my favor. Shout out to Tasia. Today's video is going to be about grief because my therapist told me that I'm grieving, but it's also going to be about relationships and connections with people. And I don't know if I want to just say for me or if I want to say as a neurodivergent woman or as a highly sensitive woman, an empath, whatever the case may be. As a Scorpio, as a whatever. It's difficult for me to get over relationships because I don't think that I actually get over them. I think if I make a connection with anyone in general, no matter if they're my friend, my best friend, my partner, somebody that I felt close to, somebody that I share my vulnerabilities with, somebody that I could unmask around, that they stay with me forever. And it's kind of controversial to say that. I think a lot of times when you hear any input on breakups, it's like, forget them. Like, that's your ex for a reason. You don't need to hold on. That's what people say. They say, you can't hold on. You can't hold on to the relationship. You can't hold on to the past. Like, you gotta let the past go. I let the past go. I let the people go. But I can't not acknowledge the fact that I am everyone I've ever loved. And I mean that in the most literal sense. Like, I know people say that, but I really mean that. I take from people and I give to people, and I hope that I have lasting effects on people in their life, and I hope that I teach them lessons and I could be a positive attribute to whoever I get close with, no matter if we talk again or not. But I always can take away like the positive parts of the people that I no longer communicate with. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a lesson per se. Like, when I went through my last biggest breakup, and I was talking to a mutual of us both, and when I was just talking and chatting about it, I so one of the words that I would use a lot is the word tricky. Like, this is tricky. And they stopped and was like, Let's give them a code word. And they stopped and they was like, all the code words that I'm thinking of are just like, why the fuck would you use that code word? Why can't I think of no names right now? I'm gonna say Nani. And they stopped and they was like, did you used to say that word a lot? And I was like, I don't know, I guess. Like, it's just a word. I'm just using it. And they were saying, oh, well, Nani uses that word all the time. So what you need to do is get rid of all the vocabulary that you share and all of the things that you two share together. Like, basically telling that when I hear advice like that, it's basically telling me to erase parts of myself. Because even if it was the case that I picked up on this language from that person, it's a part of me now. And I don't want to strip myself away because I'm just like a museum of everything that I love and everyone that I have ever loved. Like, my language tells stories of the people that I was around or my environment, and my music taste has stories behind it. It has memories behind it. It has people attached to it. And I think that that's okay, which is controversial for some reason. And I don't, I get the sentiment that you have to let go, but I don't use these things to hold on. I do detach from them, but I think that it's crazy to just deny or ignore or dismiss the fact that people have impacts on your life. And I don't want to do that because I'm so grateful for the ways that everyone that I've ever loved has changed my life, because they've introduced me to new things and they've helped me grow, whether it was for good reasons or for bad reasons. Like, I couldn't be who I am right now without all of those people that I have loved and I have connected with and that I have been vulnerable with. And it's sad to think about it, and it does make grieving hard. It does make vulnerability hard. It makes trust hard because it's so high stake. But I don't think that I could possibly do it any other way. I don't know. Maybe I gotta talk to my therapist about it. I got a new therapist, y'all. But yeah, when I tell people that, they just get so weird about it. And I never understood why, because it just doesn't make sense in my brain. And I don't know if it's like I'm weird or if people are weird. I think humans can become so like cold and desensitized and detached, and I've just never been that person. Even if it's difficult for me to externally wear my heart on my sleeve and be emotional, like, I am so emotional, I'm so empathetic, and just like energetically I carry a lot. And so if I'm connecting with people, it has to have meaning. It has to be intimate. It has to have a purpose outside of like we're just two people just here fucking around. And if it is like that, it's not fulfilling for me. Um yeah, so initially this video was supposed to be about grief because my therapist told me that I'm grieving. I guess I'm grieving. Grief feels differently after I've been shattered, after I grieved in a way that I never want to grieve again. I think going through like a devastating heartbreak or conflict or situation that is just like mentally abusive or just like heart shattering really changes you as a person. And so navigating this new way of experiencing people and experiencing loss and navigating like trust. It's interesting. It is interesting. I think after my last breakup, I definitely, my emotions shifted. I became very logical in a way that took my emotions and kind of put them on a back burner, where my whole life I've always been super emotional. Like, I'm always crying, I'm always like in my head, I'm always logical, I'm always internalizing, but like the logic comes with the reaction. And then lately my reactions have not been very emotionally driven, at least externally. Like, I would feel them somatically, or they would be in my brain, but like I would feel like I need to cry, but nothing would come out. And it was so strange to me because I've never experienced that before. But I knew it was there. Here's that astrology coming in, because you got the Scorpio sun. That's emotion, deep emotion. And that was me, like, for a long time. But you have that Aquarius moon. That Aquarius moon, that's that logic, that's that detachment. And I really tapped into that after I just got devastated. It's so strange. But I'm currently going through a friendship breakup, and it is very hard. It's very hard. I think the hardest part about it is the change in routine. Just the guilt of maybe you could have did something better. Maybe you were the problem. Like, what could you have done to prevent this from happening? And all those like self doubt and thoughts. But then it's also like, should I be angry? Should I be sad? I know I have to find acceptance, and just all this rumination going on. And it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And when it's just circling in your brain, there's literally nowhere for it to go. Like, I can just keep thinking of new things. I can talk about it forever. Like, I could talk about it forever. But what do you do next? Like, you can't talk in circles forever. So that's where I am right now. And it's interesting. It's very interesting. That's that's all I have to say. I'm still in this nonverbal spell, so the journals have been brief, they've been short, but I've been trying. I've still been trying to speak, and so that's what I'm doing. Another weird thing with video journaling in this format is that I always think of something that I wish I would have added afterwards. Like, I like doing this one and done because why not? But every time I make a video and I post it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I should have said this. Like, I should have added this point. And I never get my thoughts across all the way. It's so, I don't know, it's weird. But it's always like, you can make another video. I should write down my thoughts. I don't be writing down my thoughts at all. I hate physically journaling for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. But that's a tangent. That's a tangent. I'm gonna take a second to think about if there's anything that I would like to add. I'm gonna leave it here.